We'd now like to welcome Kelly O'Brien, moderator of the featured session, Advocacy and Social Connectedness, Communities Leading the Charge. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So I think when people hear the word advocacy, they have different meanings in their head. A lot of people think it means, lobbying Congress, and that might make them shy away. So I want to first talk about that word, advocacy, what it means to you, and why it's so important that people get involved.
Yeah, thanks. That's a really good question, especially during this time where I feel like a lot of people can feel kind of helpless with so much going on, right? But advocacy is, I think of advocacy just like you would think about being an advocate for a friend or a parent, right? It's really an umbrella term that means fighting for a cause or for a person, right? So it's just about supporting something that you believe in, but it's really an umbrella term. And lobbying is a more narrowed, specific legal definition that was just set up really to protect all of us. And lobbying simply means a direct request of a legislator to vote or express an opinion about a particular piece of legislation in one way or another.
So if you want people to be passionate, I think the best way to do that is to talk about your successes in advocacy.
Yeah. So there's a lot of successes that we've seen. If you think about some of the big ones in the last decade are marriage equality. That's a great one, right? A lot of progress on climate change, right? Think about the young people in particular that have stood up as advocates. There's a lot of advocacy happening right now around abortion laws, right? On both sides of the issue. So I think, there's advocacy in the micro, right? In our everyday lives. And then there's advocacy in the big collective. But we all have a role and a part to play. In a simple level, voting is advocacy. When you vote, you're an advocate.
I know in your case, you're very involved with Alzheimer's. What have been some of the greatest challenges when it comes to advocacy?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges when it comes to Alzheimer's advocacy is that people think that, there's a lot of stigma about getting older. There's a sense of, well, this is just what happens to people. And so building the energy around, no, that's not. And I think, so there's been a sense of culture shift around the way we think about getting older. That's been a battle. I think fighting for research dollars. So there's a lot of uphills, but there's a lot of wins, right? There's a lot of exciting opportunities.
For people whose interest you have piqued, even in this brief conversation, Is there any advice that you would have for people to start to get involved?
Yeah, you know what? I think about the story of Jan Schakowsky, Representative Jan Schakowsky, who's now a federal legislator. She started as a mother who was advocating because she wanted expiration dates on the back of milk cartons. So the lesson in that for me is that you can be your own light. Like, you don't have to have a lot of money or a huge organization. Each individual has things that they care about. And by standing for those things, whether it's a tweet that you put out on social media or a conversation you have with a friend or a group that you meet with at church, you can really make a difference by using your voice. So I would say, just, say what you think, like stand up for what you believe. And you're, by definition, an advocate.
Just get involved, and you're a wonderful inspiration for
Thank
that.
you.
Kelly O'Brien, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.